Hi everyone, what you're looking at right now is an AC clutch kit for a Honda Odyssey 2007. I'll be replacing the AC clutch on my 2007 Honda Odyssey EX. So my AC started acting up about 3 months ago, where it would sometimes work and sometimes it would not, and when it stopped working, I would try to turn the AC off and then on again, and sometimes it would fix it. I first add a refrigerant because I'm on the low side of the refrigerant level as well, but it only fixed the temperature issue. If you're interested in learning how to top up the refrigerant in your car's AC, I have another video on how to add refrigerant on your AC with AC Pro, and I'll put that in the link above and also at the description below. If you feel that this video is helpful to you after watching the information that I will share, I ask that you help me out by clicking the like button below and by subscribing to my channel. Leave a comment and share with us how you are planning to tackle your project and if you're able to fix it by yourself. I only have about 3.5 hours to finish this procedure because I'll need to pick up my kids from school right after this, so let's get started. So first thing we want to do is to lift up the car and remove the tires. Okay, so I just removed my tires, and next thing you want to do is remove the fender cover. So this is the fender cover, and basically the clutch is located over there and it's hidden right now, and to access that we need to remove this fender covers. To remove that, Honda Odyssey uses a lot of clips. So for the plastic clips, all you need to do is use a screwdriver, or if you have a clip removal tool, you can use that as well. Just take out the middle first. Okay, once you remove the middle, it easily comes out. Okay, so you have this and you have other clips all around it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move it. So maybe I'll just put it right here because I don't really need it removed all the way. Okay, so right now, if you can see here, this is the magnetic clutch and this is the whole assembly. And to remove this, we're gonna have to remove the serpentine belt first. A lot of videos that I watch have hydraulic type belt tensioner that you can access from the bottom of your Odyssey, and I don't have that thing. So you see here, I don't have that little thing that they always show you on the video. What I have is a spring loaded one, and I'm more used to removing the belt from the top, so I'm going to be doing that. It looks like Honda used two type of tensioner for Odyssey, and depending on the model or year of your car, you might get one or the other. And again, I have other video on how to remove and replace the serpentine belt for spring loaded type tensioner, and you can find that link in the description as well. Okay, so let me go ahead and remove the serpentine belt. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is remove the 10mm bolt here. And what I did is I actually used my oil filter remover, and I use that to hold, kind of like hold this so that it doesn't turn as I remove the bolt. And this thing is not really hard to remove. So right now it actually moves already. So let me go ahead and remove this. You can see right now it's a very small screw. Okay, so I'll just put it aside right here. And the next thing that you want to do is you want to pull this thing out. Okay, and when you pull this, you want to be careful. Make sure you pull it and you put it upside like this because there is a shim inside. Okay, let me go take that out. So this thing comes with one shim. It's just a small washer right here. Okay, that shim gives enough space here so that this thing can turn fully. Okay, so once you remove the clutch, the next thing you need to do is remove the snap ring. So the snap ring is this funny looking thing right here. It's kind of like hard to remove it. So what I did is I purchased a snap ring plier so I can do that. It's hard for me to access the snap ring because the opening is actually on the other side and I cannot see it. So what I'll do is I'm gonna try to turn the snap ring using this flathead screwdriver. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go right here and then give it a little tap. There you go. And right here again. we go, it's turning, and hopefully I'll have enough space later to access it. Okay, so I guess that's good enough. If you look here right now, the opening now is right on this side. Okay, so I should be able to access that now. And let me go ahead and remove that snap ring. Okay, okay, there you go. So I was able to remove the snap ring. That's a little hard. Okay, let me go see if I can pull this thing out. Okay, so it's hard to remove it. What I did is I sprayed a lot of WD-40 on it, and I still could not take it out. And what I did now is I actually use this one right here. I use a long pipe, and I push it from behind. So let me go ahead and continue doing that. I have to go under the car, and basically I just have to go over here and okay, so I was able to remove it by pounding it from behind. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is remove this clutch coil. So this coil is also held by a snap ring. So if you look there, there is another snap ring right there, and hopefully I can easily reach that with the snap ring plier. So that is a deep one. What I'll do is I'll use this straight snap ring plier. Hopefully I'll have enough space here to remove it. It looks like I have just the right space right here. So let me go put the camera down so I can do it with both hands. And this is a little tight right here, and I could not see properly. Let's see if I can. Okay, so this thing took a while to remove just because of the access. So this is a 7-inch snap ring plier. You can actually use this, you know, if this handle is just maybe an inch or two shorter, then it's gonna be easy to access this. But you know, since it's 7 inches, it always bump right here, and I'm just having a lot of hard time accessing it. And let me go take this out now. Okay, and this thing should have something here that is plugged in, so I just have to remove that. So let me find the snap right there so I can remove it properly. Is that a press, or should I lift this thing up a little? There we go. Okay, so if you look here, there is this snap right here, and basically it's right there inside. So you just have to not press, but you have to like insert a screwdriver right in this side right here and just pry it a little. Okay, now let's go ahead and clean this up and install the new clutch. So the first thing I'm going to install is this coil, and if you look at the back of your coil, there is a notch right here. Okay, so it's a little raised up, and this thing actually goes right over here. So see right here, there's like a gap there. So make sure that you align that so that your coil will stay into place. Okay, it's gonna be like this. Once you put the coil back, then our next is to install the new ring. Okay, so to install the coil, I'll first need to install this, and if you look here, you see that there is a notch right here, and when you install it, make sure that the notch will go into the cable. Okay, so you're not installing it backwards. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. and just push it, snap. Okay, so once you hear that snap, now you're good. So all you need to do now is put the coil right here and install the new ring. And remember, you have two types of ring, okay? You have this type right here, and you have this squiggly looking one right here. So the one that goes into the coil is the big one. And if you look on this one side of it is completely flat, and the other one have a shape. So you have to install it basically like this, and the flat side is going inside, okay? And hopefully it's easier to install it than to remove it. So let's go see and give that a try. Took me about, I don't know, maybe about half an hour try to get this thing work. And of course that's because I don't have enough access right here. When I go like this, it's actually hitting this, okay? So if you can find a snap ring plier like this with a little bit longer end, this is like a 90-degree, you know, maybe about another inch longer, this thing is gonna make your job a lot easier, because all you have to do is just go right here and install it. So that's gonna be for both the coil as well as the clutch. So right now we have this thing installed. So the next will be to install the new pulley, which is this one right here. Now the thing here is, this is gonna be a little hard to push back in again. So let me go put some lubricant right here so I can easily, so hopefully that will help a little. Okay, so let's see if this will help a little. Okay, so still the same. So I guess we're gonna have to find a way to put this thing in also without damaging it. Let me go try to push it. Not working. So I guess we're gonna have to use I'll use this mallet and just grab another hammer, and then I'll just go tap it slowly. Okay, so it looks like it's all the way in now. I can feel the coil right here. And okay, so next is we wanna install this snap ring. So now is we need to put this thing back in. So let me go ahead and measure it first. And I want to make sure there's like a little gap right here. So I'm gonna put the old washer inside. Okay, so I'm gonna put this thing in. I apologize for not being able to show you the last part. I didn't realize that my storage space have ran out when I was doing the recording. And basically I ran out of time because, like I said earlier, I have like about 3.5 hours to complete the thing. And I only have about 30 minutes, so I have to finish the project and so that I can put everything back together and pick up my kid on time. So anyway, the only thing that you missed there is installing this part, and this is the easiest part because basically you just have to put the washer inside here and just put it in and install the bolt. All you need to do is just make sure that you have the shim back. And what I noticed is I initially installed the shim that came with the new clutch, and that didn't really give me the space. Basically it is like scrubbing the metal to metal right here. So I have to remove it, put the original shim back, and I still have some contacts. So what I did is I put in the old shim and then I added the new shim. And after that, I was able to have the right clearance. So the clearance that you need for Honda Odyssey is between 0.33 millimeter to 0.55 millimeter. Or if you don't have that, you just will have to make sure that when you install this and spin it, that you are not rubbing against the metal. Okay, so let me give you a summary on what I actually did to remove it and to put it back. So this is how your clutch looks like, and of course behind it is gonna be your compressor. So the first thing you want to remove is your bolt. The bolt itself, it's actually easy to remove. The only thing that make it hard is that when you spin it, this thing spins as well. So what I did is I used my oil filter removal tool, and basically I just clamped it right here. I was able to remove the bolt. Okay, so I just go like this, and I was able to remove that. Okay, so once you remove the bolt, so you take this thing out. Next thing is, this one is also easy to remove. All you need to do is just wiggle it a little. So it's like this. So you just have to wiggle it a little and make sure that when you get it, you take it out like this, because you don't want to lose the shim that is in here. Now once you remove this clutch, the next thing you want to remove is the pulley. The pulley is actually held by the snap ring. So this snap ring, the way it's oriented is like this, and I cannot access it because of the frames in the car. So what I have to do is I actually have to like put a screwdriver right here and tap it a little until this thing turns all the way right here on the other side. And from here I was able to use my snap ring plier. Okay, so this is a 90-degree angle. So all I have to do is put the snap ring plier in the hole. And the way I was able to remove it is, you want to open it up. And once you open it, you want to lift one side, okay? So once you lift one side, you go like this and you lift that. You lift one side and you should be able to remove it. So removing this took me about, can say 15-20 minutes to figure it out. So that took a lot of time from me. Okay, the next thing that you want to remove is the pulley. So this pulley is actually held by a compressor. So it's actually a pipe that comes here that holds this bearing. Okay, so once you remove the pulley, you take this thing out. I would suggest to get a pulley puller to make it easier. If not, what I did is I actually used a long tube. I actually used this for my jack, and basically I just went under it and push it from behind. Okay, so I had to go under the car and push this from behind, and this thing came out easily after I do that. So once you remove this, the last part is your coil. So this is actually held like this. When this thing gets off, the last piece is your coil, and this coil is held by this snap ring right here. Okay, so this snap ring is really hard to remove. What I have is a 7-inch snap ring plier, and basically I don't have enough space to access this, so this thing gives me a lot of hard time. I was able to like move it a little, and you can see here, since it doesn't have this groove right here, I was not able to easily move it. Okay, so fortunately this thing, the way they installed it is like this, so I was able to go right here and pull it out. So this thing took me about half an hour to remove, or maybe a little more, because of that orientation. And so if you can find a snap ring plier that have 1.5 inch deep tooth right here, then you should be able to do it faster. Okay, because with that, all you have to do is access it like this. So right now I can see that I can't even reach it. Okay, so this thing is about 3/4 inch, and it wouldn't reach it. Okay, so you need at least 1.5 inches to be able to reach it properly. Okay, so to install it back, all you need to do is put this thing back. Make sure that you align this groove right here to the groove in your compressor. Okay, so this is going to be up. And then after that, you want to put your snap ring. Okay, so the snap ring have a shape. If you look over here, the one side is completely flat and the other side have that shape right there. So you want the flat side to go inside the coil. Okay, and this thing took me I think another half hour to put back. Okay, and like what I said, if you can find a snap ring plier that have an 1.5 inch deep end, then you should be able to do it a lot faster. Okay, so the way I was able to do it is I actually used this, and then I used the screwdriver, and I kind of like forced this one end to go into the groove first, and then I started pushing it slowly going around. Okay, once you're able to put the first quarter in, the rest should go in easily. Okay, so once you have that, now you want to put this thing back in. So make sure this is all the way in, because this is hard to push and you might think that you already have it all the way in, but if your coil is not flat right here, then you haven't put it all the way in yet. Okay, so you have to keep pushing. And the way I did that is I used the mallet and kind of like tap at the end of the mallet. Okay, so kind of like go like this. Okay, after you do that, the next thing is you want to put in the snap ring again like this. And again, the way to do it is you want to make sure that you put in one end and then push it one at a time. So you cannot just, I was not able to just open it and put it in right away. So I had to kind of like do it something like this. So you open it and then kind of like went a little sideways and then push this so that it goes to the groove on one end, and then after that I just did it slowly. Okay, once you have that in, next thing is you just put the shim right here, put it like this. Make sure you don't have a metal to metal contact. It have like a very small gap right here. Okay, and once you do that, you just put the bolt back in. Okay, after that you just put the belt back and run the car, turn the AC on and off. Make sure that when you turn the AC on, that this will start spinning, and it should spin with the pulley. And if you stop the AC, this thing should stop completely. What happened to my install is after I stopped the AC, this thing moves in very slowly like this. When I see that, I know that the shim is not wide enough. So I have to add the old shim plus the 2 new shim that came with it. And then after I did that, then it works properly for me. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Please click the like button and comment down below to tell us your experience on installing this clutch into your system. And also please make sure to click the subscribe button to help my channel grow. And thank you for watching.